Excellent, excellent. So I'm curious, as a professionally trained neuroscientist, besides, being quite familiar with research and diving into that, but with that neuroscience angle, how's that perhaps made you look at testosterone differently than other people?
Yeah, man, that's an interesting question because a lot of people don't understand the practical nature of being a scientist, right? A lot of people think of neuroscience or any science for that matter as just somebody in a lab with a lab coat, and which is all true as well. But
Right.
for me personally, I've looked at things from a very quantitative level. I look at things. I always tend to take a step back and develop a hypothesis, right? So even back in the day when I had low testosterone, I was like, why do I have low testosterone? Is it the fact that it's just testosterone, or it's my lifestyle? What is interacting with this hormone? And then so I took a step back and just looked at it very much like a scientist would, right? And having the privilege of being a neuroscientist, I tend to look at things from a neuroscience perspective. So what is happening in the brain, right? So a lot of my fitness colleagues, when they get asked questions about testosterone, they're not really thinking about the brain much, right?
Hmm.
They're thinking about, oh, yeah, you just got to lift more and you just have to work on your legs, or just like lift heavy.
Right.
And that's just half, not even half, it's probably less than half the equation. And
Hmm.
so I tend to look at the brain a lot, right? What's happening in the brain? What triggers certain hormones to be actually released? And not just from a pure biochemical perspective, but also a systems perspective, right? So when I did my master's and PhD, I studied both very molecular, cellular level processes, but also on a systems level, right? So I was
Hmm.
recording from monkeys, and we had electrophysiology, recording electrical activity. So I tended to look at systems. And so now when I talk to my students, my clients, they always tend to understand the practical nature of what the benefits are from the fact that I'm a neuroscientist. And they actually get
Hmm.
that because it's such a complex system.
Yeah, I like that you say that, and that's what I feel. I guess many people in the scientific realm are lacking. They get because when you dive into science, right, you're getting to that molecular level. Keeps getting reduced into smaller and smaller things. That if you go down that path, which can be very useful, but sometimes it's hard to look at the bigger picture, or as you're saying, the whole system. So I like that you really bring that in.
Yeah, man. And if I look back to my grad school career, every time there was a complicated topic that we had to explain to the lay public, be it high school students, college students, or even just general public in the city, I was always the first one to say, you know what, I'm going to take this project because this is really cool stuff. I want to benefit people, because a lot of my colleagues now that are still doing research and doing the molecular cellular stuff, I think about it and say, man, that's amazing stuff that they're doing, but they can bring so much value to society. And that's one thing that science is really lacking, man.